What's going on, guys? Welcome on into today's trade recap. We finished the day up $223.56. We had, if you go back, actually look underneath this, 397 was yesterday's loss, which is the largest loss in a long time. That is because I ended up cutting one of my swings, and then I cut that as well, or I cut that again, or I cut a swing today as well. Sorry. I cut a swing or hit a stop going into CPI. I just didn't want to have that much exposure. So I realized more loss, and then now that's where we sit. But either way, I'm going to dive into everything here in this video. We're going to cover it all, and then we're going to dive into these trades. So currently on the day, we finished the day up 223. That consists of 2-day trades. That is a long on US 2000, the Russell 2000, and Tesla, which just finished. Both of these, the Tesla was a 1.26R, not a price. It was like a 1.5, and then I scaled out, so ended up netting a 1.26. The US 2000, the Russell play, was about a 1 point, or about a 2-to-1, and the other ones are tough to kind of gather on the swings because stop losses and take profits I adjust depending upon price action and how things play out. So that said, I'm going to actually pop into Tesla here because it's kind of a pain. I'm hopeful to have this fixed with TradeZella soon, but because I'm technically trading CFDs through the prop account, it's not recognizing the symbol because it's not the ticker symbol. It's just the name of the stock. Some of them come up as names of the ticker, and some don't. I don't know. It's kind of wonky, but either way, we'll get into this. So this trade, we're back to the dashboard. On the month, we are down 479, which is not that bad, and based on how it's been. And I currently have open longs that are up, so technically I'm closer to break even than that looks. If I were to realize those now, if they keep going in my direction, then obviously then maybe we end up green. If I do nothing else. So I'll talk about the Adobe swing. I'll talk about the other swing. Grand Canyon, that was just, it's a random stock. The chart was too good to not play it, but it broke out and then it immediately fell right back. So I'm like, I'm not playing with this. I'm not going to mess with that overnight. No. So we'll talk about the US 2000. This is actually the Russell 2000. So let's talk about this trade. This was on a 5-minute time frame. If I pull up, I'll just go to the 1-minute chart to show you guys. But if I pull us back to where we were looking prior to the trade setting up, you can kind of see that what I was looking at was move up followed by this consolidation, and we kind of had this high at this 1787 area on the Russell. So if we could break that, we're trending up into this. I was looking for the breakout, and that's really all that the trade was. So I get in as we start to break, boom, you can see that the entry was right there, and then we start to make a nice little push, and I take my profits. I finished the trade 14 minutes and 8 seconds out after. So I put my stop loss under the breaking candle low, which was on a 5-minute chart. And then I take profits at a 2-to-1 risk reward from there. I literally just set it and let it do its thing and let it hit or not. So that was it. So nothing crazy, just looking for the extension to the upside. Boom, there it was, and we're out. So that was the trade on that on the US 2K. If I jump back to other trades, Tesla, we just finished this one. I could actually pull this one up. This is all it was. Tesla, 5-minute candle, consolidation at high of day. If you can break that and pop, I would be interested in a potential 1+to-1 risk reward on just shares. Again, playing no contracts, no options, so I'm able to do. I won't trade anything inside of a 1-to-1 risk reward, but 1 and up I'll be interested in. So entry right here, stop loss under breaking candle low, which was right there. So literally risking about 50 cents. And then I took profits up near 238, just shy of 238 was my final take profit. So I scaled out along the way. So it's a very short, honestly, look at that wasn't a big move. But reason why I liked it was because 5-minute flag near high of day. And if you look at the daily chart, we are near high of day, but also we are in the middle of a gap. So no clear resistance until like the 240 area. So I like that was a nice trade on the daily. And then, hey, power hour, we're getting some better volume, S&P squeezing to highs here. So that's why I liked it. So that was the trade there. So those are the 2 trades. The Adobe position, I'll pull that up. This is actually done on the weekly time frame if once it loads up. And then I'll pop over to my Surge Trader dashboard so you guys can see. So this Adobe, I did take profits. I hit my first take profit. I think I told in the previous video that 610 was my first target. I ended up selling at 612.49 on a piece of the position. I think 20% of the position I sold. This is a trade that I really think this could work for many days, many weeks maybe. We'll see. But breaking out of this flag consolidation, so looking for the first take profit around the 610. We got more than that. And now I'm looking for 620 plus for next take profits. And then I should move my stop loss here. Currently it's at about 558, but I can move that to break even here shortly if I would like to. And I will probably do that shortly. Over to Surge Trader. We are currently up on the day 432. Yes, obviously that this number is larger than realized gains 224. That was what the trade recap says. That was realized. We are currently up with swings unrealized there. 14% of the way there to the target. Not doing as well as I would like, but I think we've got some better price action now. We're moving in the right direction. So we'll see how that plays out. The other only, so Adobe and then Meta are the only open positions, which I think we can probably pull up on TradeZilla here in a second. But if I pop over to Meta, you'll notice that we've got this consolidation flag essentially setting up. And I'm looking at this to me, I'm saying to myself, this looks, I think we talked about it yesterday, that this was really like this lower wick that we got bought up right here and then into the pop. So you have like potentially stops or people getting interested in the short side. Oops, sorry, get faked out or get squeezed back out. And now you've got the break. Now you've got the push for the squeeze higher. And you're also on Meta. You are looking interesting here. Volume profile wise, there ain't too much, not too much to the upside here on the volume profile. So I like the potential for a big move in the coming weeks if the market allows. Again, if the market allows. But stop loss now, I'm moving the stop loss to about 315 roughly on Meta. And I'm looking, I don't see why we can't get 365 like up into here. I don't see why we can't get there on Meta if this move continues. Really nice volume. I mean, this may even go to a new high for all we know. Might even go to a new all-time high. Talk about a squeeze. Talk about a squeeze. So I'm scaling out, or I'm not yet, but I will be scaling out along the way on that. But those are the two swings we got open, and that's really the deal. So let's jump back over to TradeZilla and open positions. You can see that we've got Meta and Adobe. That's it. 10 shares. I did sell 2 of Adobe, so I've got 8 of those, and then 10 of Meta. Probably could have sized larger in Meta, but I didn't. I think my risk reward profile was a little bit wonkier where I needed to have a larger stop and then a larger take profit. So it's kind of a more of like let it work type of situation. And Adobe was a little bit tighter in terms of the stop loss. That's why the sizing was how it worked out. But that's the deal. After having the largest loss day, technically realized, really day trade wise, it was not as large, just took a swing. Whatever. Either way, largest loss day in a long time. That was a little too high. We haven't really... I talked about having max loss days and stuff in the past, and I think yesterday we really broke some rules from the perspective of taking too many trades. But my biggest problem, and I talked about it before, and I think this is something that hasn't happened in a while, but now it popped up again, was on days when the market's not aligning with my strategy, instead of having big losses, I take a lot of small losses. And so I think I need to do a better job of just walking away and saying this is not, we're moving on tomorrow. Easier said than done, yes. I do want to touch on the overall market here in a second. But B, I think I'm getting to a better place soon of like when we get to that point, actually closing it down and trying to like take my mind out of charts and move it into other or whatever work or whatever piece of or whatever task or project I'm working on that day that I need to work on because I don't trade full time. So that was kind of the view. Although I do work from home and I can sit at the desk and have a chart in the background over here, just like kind of just teasing me, watch a couple charts. Like while that's there and the opportunity is there, most of the time, like I need to do a better job of like separating myself from, okay, big picture, we don't like anything here, close it. Mind shifts to this task at hand. We're going to do these emails. We're going to do this. We're going to reply to, like, we're going to do that, So we're going to get better. It's work in progress. But overall, let's talk about the overall market here, because I figure we may as well. This is a pretty impressive move, guys, on the S&P. We're up $40 off the lows that we made a few weeks ago, and we are $30 off an all-time high. $30 away from an all-time high. I don't know about you, but this would be nuts. Not that I got a long SPY. Like, no, not that I'm betting on that necessarily. I have swings, but again, we're playing those because of the chart. Like the S&P chart, don't like that chart, the same way. But the chart looks pretty interesting for a potential push into the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. Seasonally a pretty strong time of year. We shall see. Either way, we'll be here. We'll be potentially trading it. My portfolio, I got a video coming out soon, my investment portfolio. That's done very, very well. Choppy trading, but we're coming back. The portfolio is moving back, or we're moving in the right direction again. And really all it is just, I think, eliminating a lot. In the times where things are not great for your strategy, it's making sure you don't give back all the gains and more of what you did when things were good. So I didn't do that. If I you have these like pushes and then these pullbacks. It's not a continuous push. It's not a continuous line. There's no straight line, straight up or down in the trading game. Like the market's always changing. So you have these periods, from what I've experienced, where things are working and you're kind of like, oh man, I can't lose. It's just things are just rolling. And then that's going to eventually come to a stop for a period of time. Could it be long? Yep. Could it be really short? Yeah. Could it be one trade? Could it be 6? Yeah. Or 10. It could be a lot. But when you have that period of time, it's making sure your risk management is dialed in, which I think I've done a better job of. Well, I have over the past year. I know for sure after we've been tracking this stuff, but just overall, I think we've done a much better job of that. And then it allows you to then now, if let's say the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks are pretty good conditions, we should be back at a high, on the account in a week. We could, if conditions permit. So we'll see. I don't see a reason to worry about that necessarily, as long as you're managing your risk in times where things are not working perfect. That's just the game. So that said, that is the recap. There will be plenty of more where that came from. When I do trade, I will make these recaps sometimes every day. Maybe it's not every day. Some days I don't trade, but there will be deals and sales. This is also TradeZella's dark mode. So if that looks different, it's the dark mode. That's all I did is they just made a dark mode, which I love. I love dark mode. This Surge Trader is going to have some deals. I know TradingView is going to have some deals. I know Lux Algo is going to have some deals for the Black Friday or for Black Friday week. Never, it's like a whole week. So next week, or when this goes out, like if you're interested in any of that stuff, those platforms, anything that I link below this, I'm affiliated with in some way, as in I get a commission. So if you want to support the channel, you can use those links. If not, that's still the place to go. Or like those platforms, or just in general, like this is the time to start looking. Hey, I want to upgrade my TradingView, my plan. Or oh hey, I want to try out Lux Algo because I've heard good things about the indicators and I want to test things out. Like this is the time to do it when the deals come. Or hey, I want to try a prop firm. Surge Trader's going to have some big deals. Like hey, I want to try that one. Let's go. Like this will be the time to go ahead and do it. I'm going to say it again, but that's where we currently sit. So thanks so much for watching. Hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.